I don't know if you experience this. I used to experience this years ago, where it'd be almost like I'm doing so many different actions out there trying to manifest money, acquire wealth, but then no matter what I was doing, nothing seemed to work. And if it was working, it wasn't really producing the results that I was expecting. So if you're going through anything like this is why I am doing this series all about the rules of wealth. Okay, so for those of you who are following the channel, you will know that I've already done 2 videos on the first 6 rules of wealth in this book, where Richard Templer takes his principles, where he's seen from many successful people, as well as himself, and put them into the common 100 rules for wealth so that you and I can produce even more wealth in our lives. What I'm also going to be doing is I'm not exclusively going to be sticking exactly to what Richard says in his book, because there are some points that I maybe agree less on, or don't agree exactly in the way that he explained it, and would rather give my insight from my different ventures into different 6- and 7-figure companies that I've been working with and helping them grow their companies too. So I'll be giving some insights from those principles that I've picked up on my wealth journey as well, and also giving you some actionable steps so that this is not just another video where it makes you feel good, makes you feel like, oh my gosh, okay, I know how to do it, then nothing changes in your life. The reason why I'm doing these videos is not for views, is not to win the YouTube algorithm, okay? The reason why I'm doing these videos is because I'm reading pretty valuable things here that's triggering me to remember things that I've done in the past, that I'm doing now, that has allowed me to have more financial freedom in my life, but also because I want you to. My goal for these videos, even if I get 5 views, 10 views, I'm happy. As long as those 5 or 10 people that watch this get the transformation in their life with their wealth. Because you see, the thing is, and you probably experienced this, when it comes to wealth, whether we like it or not, we are playing this money game. Whether we like it or not, everything in this reality costs money. Now, I know some of you are thinking, no, Josh, I can go outside, air doesn't cost money. Yeah, but somewhere in a petrol station or a gas station, some person's charging for air to pump up your tires, right? You can say food is free, yes, I can get it from trees, but majority of us buy food in the supermarkets. So pretty much everything that we do in this reality requires some form of wealth. And now, obviously, we can say, yeah, but I can get by just eating from nature, doing this. And trust me, one thing, I get that. I completely get that. But isn't it better to have, wouldn't you agree it's best to have like the best quality of life you can have? Wouldn't you agree? Like, if you could have the choice between having a 1-star quality life of all the stuff that you have in your life is just 1-star quality, and having 5-star quality, but it meant that you didn't change, you just had better quality of life. Why wouldn't you want that? So that is why I'm doing this video. I'm probably, if you're watching this video, you already know this. I'm just saying this for anyone who, sometimes I used to be like this, where I used to think that money was the root of all evil, that money kind of makes you into a bad person. I had these like limiting beliefs. And if you do struggle with any of these limiting beliefs, make sure to watch the previous videos, because we help you get rid of those and understand exactly how you can shift those things. Even the things that are in there that you don't even realize are in there, but are limiting you from acquiring wealth. And chances are, if right now you're not seeing the financial success in your life that you aspire to have, chances are, whether you realize it or not, you have some limiting beliefs in here that are limiting your financial success. So what my goal is for this video and the others and the future ones is to really give you proper insight into these rules, not just skim over them, but give you actionable steps to take away. So if you are ready to jump into the next 3 steps, these are rules, let me do this properly, rules 7 to rules 9. So rules 7, 8, and 9 we're going to be covering today. So make sure to watch this video to the end to get the rules, but also once you watch this video, if you haven't watched the previous 2, make sure to watch those 2 at minimum to grasp the beginnings. Because there's in the video number 1, there's rule number 2, which Richard even says, don't move on until you've done that thing. So that action, okay? So rule number 7, let's get into it. Rule number 7 is understand that wealth is a consequence, not a reward. Now, what Richard means by this in this particular chapter is all to do with the fact that don't see wealth. A lot of times people see that, oh, that person's wealthy, and they kind of judge that person like, oh, that person's wealthy because they got lucky, or that person's wealthy because they did some illegal stuff, or that person's wealthy because X, Y, Z, right? Don't see wealth as a reward. See wealth as a consequence. What this means is see wealth as you put an output, you put output, you get input, right? You put action, you get reaction. So wealth is just a byproduct of that, right? In this book, Richard gives an example of a guy who charges $5,000 to wash people's cars. Now you might be sitting there thinking, hold on, $5,000? Does he wash the car for like 10 years and put gold plates on it? No. One-time wash, yes, he gives a polish, but $5,000. But why can this guy charge that? Is it because he's the best car washer in the world? Probably not. Is it because he has the best ingredients, the best things? Probably not the best in the world. But why is it? It's because he's taken the time to actually think about how he can create wealth. Now notice this rule doesn't say explicitly that you have to just take certain actions to produce wealth. This rule is saying that it's a consequence. Consequence of what? It can be a consequence of your actions or consequence of your thoughts. This person, instead of just going to like some local place, washing people's cars for like $2, $5, $10, $50, he decided, you know what? Do rich people need their cars washing? Yes or no? Of course, rich people might even need their cars washing more often because they want to keep all their sports cars looking luxury all the time. So he said, why don't I just take this skill, perfect it, and let me just offer my services to rich people. Now for him, charging $5,000 to a lot of rich people is nothing, right? It's the equivalent of charging most people $5 or $50. So all he did was he thought differently, took different actions and got different results. But you see how it was a consequence, not a reward. He wasn't just rewarded, oh, you can clean cars. 99% of the population know how to clean cars. You just take some soap, take some water, take a bucket, boom, bish, bash, bosh. The point is, this person is not the most sophisticated car washer out there. He just took different thoughts, took different actions, which gave him different consequences, different results. So understand that money is not some elusive product that you've got to try and master and try and craft your way into winning. Money is just an exchange of value. I offer you some value, you give me money in return. It's an energy exchange. In the past, it used to be a case of if I wanted 5 gallons of water from you, maybe I would get 5 gallons of water from you and I will give you 2 chickens in return. It's an exchange. You wanted some chickens, some eggs, I wanted some water, so I would take that difference. Now that might not have been the fairest exchange, but now in the case of when things have scaled, we've just got this monetary system where it's an exchange of value. So let's just say that, okay, maybe you don't have the 2 chickens that I want, but I've got these dollars that you can exchange for 2 chickens or whatever the heck you want. You see what I'm saying? So all money is, and I heard someone say this the other day, I think it was Andrew Tate. Anybody watch Andrew Tate? Let me know in the comments. So I'm probably got some haters now who would say, you watch Andrew Tate? I probably got some people who are like, oh my gosh, you watch Andrew Tate? Yeah, I saw some short with Andrew Tate. And I think he said something along the lines of, with money, you're just taking other people's pain, right? Or taking other people's problems. For example, if you, a taxi driver, right? They're helping you get to your destination by taking your problem away. They're taking your problem of needing to figure out how you're going to get to your destination. But it's now creating a problem for them in the sense where they've got to drive you somewhere, they've got to pay for fuel, they've got to deal with the maintenance that's building up because of all this mileage. So in exchange for that, you give them some money and you get your result. So just understand that. And the reason why I wanted to stress this point even more is because when you understand or understand and embody that money is not some elusive thing that you need to try and work out how does it work, it's just all it is if you can take away someone's problem, you can create value for someone, there's no reason why they wouldn't give you money, right? If I say to you, hey, if you have a problem right now that you don't know how to make websites, but you need a website for your business, and I say to you, I know how to make landing pages or websites in 20 minutes, and I've got a proven system that has shown to create at least 5 or 6 figures per month from this particular thing. Would you like it? Chances are you're going to say yes. Now I say, okay, cool. My services are $5,000. Now it's just an exchange of, do you see the value in that? Am I providing enough value? If so, boom, you give the $5,000. I give my service where you're going to be creating 5 figures or even 6 figures every single month. You get what I'm saying? So all money is an exchange of value. Or as I think it was Andrew Tate, maybe it was someone else, but I'm pretty sure it was Andrew Tate, where he said you're exchanging problem, you're taking someone else's problem. Now in return, you're getting that financial gain, right? That money, that currency. So rule number 7, understand that wealth is not a consequence. Wealth is a consequence, not a reward. It's not just something you get lucky. You think differently, you take different actions, you will get different results, different consequences. So that's this rule number 7. If you've got any aha moments or any things that really just made you click at any moments in this video, let me know in the comments. It's always good to read your comments and see what you're taking away from this, what action steps you're going to do. Did it make you think differently? Are you going to think about now, you know what, let me sit down for 20 minutes. What are all the ways that I can add value to other people's lives, right? Think about that. You sit down for 20 minutes, 30 minutes and think, what's all the ways that I can add value to other people's lives? Some of you might be thinking, I can't add value to other people's lives. Yes, you can. My question to you is, have you gone through any form of problem before in the past? Any pain? Maybe it was a pain of heartbreak. Maybe it was a pain of financial struggles, absolute like debt. Maybe it was a pain of serious health condition. Maybe it was a pain of something else. If you've gone through some pain before, my question to you is, did you manage to get out of that pain? What was that pain that you went through but you managed to get out of? Whether it was heartbreak, you was heartbroken for some time but you got out of it. Now when you think, are there people out there right now who are going through that pain point that you went through and got out of, and are going through that pain point right now in their lives and would like to know how you got out of it? Are there people out there? Of course. You have something that you can of value to other people. And that's just in the concept of like almost like a service or coaching, but there's many other ways, right? Some of you have software systems, some of you have app design, some of you have different systems online, some of you have in-person, B2B products, whatever it is, everybody has some sort of value. And say this to me, this is not some woo-woo thing, just say this in your mind or out loud, I have something of value, because you do. The only question is, have you found it yet, right? So that's why a lot of the times when we used to work with people, the biggest thing that I would work on first is letting them see that value within them and packaging that out. Because once you have that, boom, money can flow easily. Now, rule number 8, see wealth as a friend, not the enemy. Now, this is actually super important and kind of links a bit to the one of the previous videos that I did before. When it comes to wealth, when it comes to money, all of us deal with money every single day. We deal with money when we go to the shops. We deal with money when we talk about credit cards. We deal with money when we talk about mortgages. We deal with money when we talk about bills. The problem is, oftentimes we associate money with the enemy. Oh, I've got to pay this bill. Oh, I'm going to the shop, I've got to pay this. Oh, I've got to do this. Oh, another business expense. Oh, this is happening. Oh, now this has just come out. I need to pay for my car maintenance, my car expenses, right? But notice, money is not good or bad. See money from a different light. See money from the light that money is allowing you to have food on the table. Money is allowing you to keep your business going. Cash flow. Money is allowing you to service your car so you can travel wherever you want, whenever you want. Have that element of freedom. Money is allowing you to do so much. So the problem comes where, and Richard doesn't say this in the book, I'll say what he says in a minute, but I want everyone to understand this principle, is that money, wealth, the problem is that when we're giving it out, oftentimes we associate that now losing money or lack of money with the money. Now, when we think about bills, I used to have this a lot in the past. I think about paying my business bills. Like when I first opened my businesses, it was a case where I didn't really know much about tax. I didn't really know much about business. Then all of a sudden I'll get a tax bill. All of a sudden I'll get this bill. I didn't know how to segment my finances in a way where I wouldn't need to pay super extortionate amounts of tax, right? I'm not talking about tax evasion or tax avoidance here. I'm talking about just doing it in a way where you don't have to pay crazy amounts of tax. I didn't know all that. So then when all these bills started coming in, I used to feel this feeling like this dread when I'm doing like my yearly expenses, my yearly finances, feel this dread. I'll put it up to the last minute. Why? Because I was associating money with that experience. But then what I came to realize is that money is not that experience. Money is allowing me to keep my business going. Money, it was my fault of not being financially literate enough, right? Having the financial knowledge to know that, oh, if I put all my money that's coming in from technically my business stuff into my personal account, I'm going to get a heavy tax bill. If I put it into my business account, then I pay myself a certain amount, my tax bill is not going to be nowhere near as heavy. But it's because I didn't know that. So notice how when you really deep this and understand this, it's not the money that's causing these problems. It's the lack of knowledge, right? If you're struggling with lack of finances right now, it's because you're lacking some knowledge somewhere. Right? What's the difference between that 16-year-old or 14-year-old out there making millions and you? You could say, oh, they know technology better than me. That's not the case. There's probably 16-year-olds, 14-year-olds who know technology worse than you, but making a lot of money. Why is this? It's because they just know something more. They just have this knowledge in this area that you don't have. So notice that money can be the friend. When you start acquiring more wealth, and I want you to feel this because sometimes we have these limiting beliefs holding us back. Feel this. When you start acquiring more wealth, what can you do with that money? That money can allow you to fund this business, fund this thing, allow you to travel this place, allow you to have this experience, allow you to take care of your family. Which actually links to the thing that Richard mentions in this book on this rule number 8. He mentions that sometimes we have these beliefs that having more money is kind of spiritually bad or bad for your karma or your next lifetimes if you believe in different lifetimes and spirituality. Those of you following the channel know that I do for sure. And if you'd like any deep videos like that, let me know in the comments because I will be sure to do some videos on that if there's enough people who are interested. But oftentimes people who think about, man, I've got itchy nose, I don't know why, but I've got itchy nose at this point. Oftentimes when people think about money, and think about the acquiring wealth, they feel like kind of like, okay, bad karma, is it bad karma? But no, money doesn't give you bad karma. Money doesn't make you bad spiritually. If anything, think about if you had more money and you're genuinely worried about that karma thing, that spiritual thing, I know for a fact that you like helping people. I know for a fact that probably you're a better giver than a receiver. So if you have more money, chances are you're probably going to be giving a lot of that money, contributing to friends, to family, contributing to people in need, contributing to different charities, different organizations. You maybe even had a thought about setting up your own organization, right? Imagine you had more money. Now you wouldn't be worrying about food on the table. You wouldn't be worried about your business expenses. You'd be thinking, you'd be thriving, not trying to survive. And you'd be helping other people thrive too. So that's what Richard mentions, is that money doesn't make you bad karmically or bad spiritually. Money can help you tremendously, right? Money can be the friend. It doesn't have to be the enemy. So start to reframe the way that you see money. When you're putting money out there, don't see it as, this thing, I'm losing money. See it as, I'm spending this, I get to do this. Or I'm spending this, I shouldn't be spending that much money on my tax. Let me do some more research, right? See it as a blessing in disguise. Right now you're getting that opportunity to see, hold on, how can I look at my tax differently? How can I look at my finances differently? How can I learn to level up, upgrade my financial literacy so that I don't have this problem in the future and I can help myself in the future and help others with this? So money can be the friend. Money can be a friend, not an enemy, is rule number. See wealth as a friend, not the enemy, is rule number 8. Rule number 9, the final rule for this video: decide what you want money for. Now this is important. Before some of you think, okay, that's pretty simple, okay, I'm done with this video. No, this is very important. Most people don't get this. Most people think, okay, I spoke about this in another video as well. Most people think that, let's say they want $100,000. Most people think that they want the $100,000. They don't want the $100,000, right? Whatever your financial goal is, let's say it's $1 million, $100,000, whatever it is, you don't want that particular amount of money. There's a practice that I learned from a mentor of mine where it talks about going 5 levels deep, right? What this means is you think of your goal. Let's say in this case your goal is, your goal is $1 million. You say, I want $1 million. Now you go and ask yourself 1 level deep. Why do you want the $1 million? So now you say, I want the $1 million because I want to feel safe. I want to feel secure knowing that I've got that money there, right? Knowing that I've got that money. Okay, cool. Let me go a level deeper. Why do you want to feel safe and secure? I want to feel safe and secure because when I was younger, my parents didn't really have a lot of money. And because they didn't have a lot of money, my dad was stressed, my mom was stressed. I kind of felt stressed. And I don't want that to happen for me in the future, or my kids, or my family. Okay, so now just by asking 2 levels deep, you've already got not the $1 million. You just want your friend, your family, your loved ones, yourself to feel stable, to feel secure, to not have stress. Now, if we ask even deeper, why don't you want them to feel stressed? Now you might or feel that resistance to money. Now you might say, because yes, it's not nice and it also limited. Like when I wanted to go places with my dad or with my mom, they said no, and it kind of made me feel bad. And I don't want that to be the case with my family. I want to travel with my family. I want to take them places. I want to show them places. Now we go another level deeper. Why do you want to take them places, show them places? Well, when I was a kid, I didn't get the opportunity, and the traveling that I have done, it's really opened my eyes to things. It makes me happy to see the world, see different things, be in nice weather whenever I want, do these different things. Just makes me happy, makes me feel good, right? Why does it make you happy? I don't know, just because it does. It makes me happy. See how by doing this a certain amount of times, already on the 4th or 5th time, we kind of get into that point where you can't really feel there's any more to go. It's just like, I feel happy. Now notice this $1 million start point wasn't what you wanted. This $1 million start point actually came from the fact that you want your family to feel secure, and you want to feel happy. You and your family to feel happy. But notice what most people do is they miss all of this important information. They see the money, subconsciously knowing what they want, but consciously thinking it's the money that they want. Then what happens is, and notice this, what happens is that people will then go on this mad money hunt, trying to figure out how to make $1 million, then burning themselves out, then feeling like they're not successful, then feeling this trouble. When actually, did you notice this? When we went 5 levels deep from the $1 million, they ultimately wanted their family to feel safe and secure, and ultimately wanted to feel happy in themselves, to be able to have freedom. Do you think that they exactly needed $1 million? Or do you think that they could have had the same results, maybe from $50,000, $100,000, $200,000? Only you can answer that. But I know for a fact there's people out there that if they wanted those key things, they don't actually necessarily need the $1 million. The $1 million would be nice, yeah? I'm not saying don't go for it. I'm just saying that when you realize that if you stick to that thing that, oh, okay, I need $1 million, and forget that all the important stuff, now you're bypassing everything, burning out, going to this rabbit hole, this rabbit hole. If you just say, hey, I want to feel happy, let me feel happy now. Let me work towards acquiring wealth so that I can take my family traveling, so that I can have something there so that I feel safe and secure, my family feels safe and secure, and we can go wherever we want, whenever we want. Now your goal is very different. Now it might be the case where you feel successful at $100,000, not the $1 million. You don't have to wait for that $900,000 gap before you feel successful. You can feel successful now, and even with that $100,000. Now notice how that will then create a positive momentum, in the sense where now you're not stuck there thinking, oh, I haven't made $1 million, I've only made $50,000, or I'm only making $100,000, or I'm barely doing anything, right? Now you'll be like, oh, I made $100,000, I'm happy, my family's happy, we're traveling, they feel secure, I feel secure, this feels amazing. Boom, let me get the next thing, let me get the next thing, let me get the next thing. Notice the difference to your mindset, your energetic frequency, your vibration, what you're feeling. Notice the difference. So this is really why it's key in this rule number 9, is knowing what you truly want. Because when you know what you truly want, then you go for that instead of just the wealth. Now notice I'm not saying, this is not me saying don't go for the $1 million. This is not me saying don't go for wealth. Yes, go for that. But know what you want first. Go for that thing, and then the wealth will continue to go. Now this is what I've seen has made a massive change in my life, is when I was striving just for money, I would go down this rabbit hole, do this network marketing, do this affiliate marketing, do this thing. But my heart wasn't really in it. And I know some people out there say your heart doesn't need to be in it, you can just make money, then your heart will be in it. Yeah, I see that perspective, but I also feel, for me at least, I don't know if any of you guys resonate with this, is if your heart's in it and you're making money, then why not? If you have the choice between heart not being in it and having money, or heart being in it but not having money, or heart being in it and having money, I know for sure I'll pick the third one, heart being in it and having money. So if you can find that win-win where you can do something where your heart's in it and you're earning money, then you've cracked the game to wealth. So those are the 3 tips, rule 7 to 9. Make sure that you take action on these. Write down in the comments what would help for you. Is write down in the comments what action points are you taking from this. So rule number 7 was understand that wealth is a consequence, not a reward. What action points are you going to take from that? Are you going to take 20 minutes to think of what things you can do differently to create wealth? Rule number 8 was see wealth as a friend, not the enemy. Did you have any breakthrough with that? Was there anything that you're going to change the way you look at money? Let me know in the comments. And rule number 9, decide what you want money for. Crucial, crucial, crucial. So if you got any value from this video, leave a like. If you're new to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell next to it, because this is the constant YouTube thing that every YouTuber says. So it kind of feels cool to say it. Make sure to do that. Also, as well, comment below. Let me know what your takeaways are, what you're changing in your life from watching this video, so that you can make that public declaration, stick to it, and then in a month's time, a year's time, look back at this comment and see how much your life has changed. Also, last thing, if you haven't watched the first 1 or 2 videos, I will link them under the screen somewhere here. You can watch those, and then you can move on to the 4th video once it's released and once you have finished these videos too. Other than that, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Much love and peace.